Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hustle and Holmes podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Holmes, and it's my goal here to share interesting stories that are happening in the Bitterroot Valley, in Montana, and even beyond. Now, if you like the content that we're publishing here, I really hope that you would go to our YouTube page, our Spotify page, our Instagram profile, and like, subscribe, share it with your friends, leave us a comment, leave us a 5-star review if you would. It really helps grow the channel. And if you also have a story that you would like to tell, if there's something interesting going on that you know about, get in contact with me, please. It's Ryan at exitrealtybv.com. Without further ado, here's the next episode. Judging podcast here. Anyway, we're back, everybody. Let's see, what do we make? A beet kvass cocktail?
Yeah.
Super simple.
Super simple.
But with great ingredients. Let's go to try.
Okay. Cheers.
Well, cheers. BT. Oh, that's good. It feels healthy, even if it's...
I love it. Little bad, little good.
Mm-hmm. So it's very neutral. We're not doing anything wrong there. Well, that's tasty. That's real good. Earthy. Beety.
Gives you the little beet mustache.
It's going to freak me out tomorrow. That is the worst. When you forget you ate beets the day before. Oh, my goodness.
I never forget.
Well, I forget and then I'm reminded.
Right. No, beets. I love beets. I think it's in my DNA somewhere, somehow. I don't know.
Something about them. It's kind of like, I feel like it's almost like cilantro with some people. Like they either love it or hate it.
Right? Some people think cilantro tastes like soap or something.
It's a genetic thing. It's really weird.
That's what I heard, but I don't know.
I don't have that gene, so
I don't either.
I don't believe it either.
Thank goodness, because I love cilantro.
Same, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to culinary school at the CIA in New York.
Oh, nice.
And one of my classmates was also from Vermont.
Okay.
So North New England area. And yes, it was grade B maple syrup.
Yeah.
Or nothing.
Yeah. No, I'm a total snob when it comes to maple syrup.
Yeah, grade A is BS, man.
No, and they recently changed like the gradation system.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I forget because I still am just like, give me the B. But I think all maple syrup from Vermont is delicious. But I do love that robust grade B.
It's a particular flavor. It tastes like it.
Maple sap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that the grade A doesn't, but it's much.
It's lighter.
It's like the Busch Light of.
It's just like, yeah,
do
great.
you want to drink Busch Light or you want to drink a full flavored ale? I'll drink a full flavored ale.
Yeah. I think they're meant for different applications.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. You're going to just like drizzle some A on grade A, like the lightest kind, on top of some ice cream or something. Or I take shots of all of it, but.
Just doing shooters of maple syrup.
Yeah, I know. When you go to a sugar bush, right? When you go to a farm that grows.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Sugar bushes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Not a maple grove, not a maple orchard, and a sugar bush.
Pretty sure it's a sugar bush.
All
Yeah.
right.
You can look it up, but.
We don't have technology here to Google things, so.
Good. Yeah, no, and you can go in and sample all the stuff.
All right.
Yeah, the different grades and blah, blah, blah.
Is there a grade C?
No.
It's just A and B?
Yeah. And then, like I said, I think it changed recently, and I don't know what the new names are.
That's what they do. They just switch it up on you.
I know. Just when you know what you like.
Right?
But I just love going and like just taking little shooters of all the different
Getting hopped up on the syrup.
grades. Yes, it's so good.
Pulling some Super Trooper stuff.
Yeah.
You get all crazy when you get all syruped up?
We're talking about syrup because maple syrup in this cocktail is delicious.
I believe it. It
Yeah.
would be really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We, that's funny because I almost grabbed the maple syrup too on the way out of the house.
But I would have judged you, depending on...
Well, I don't know where to find grade B.
You gotta... Well, I do.
Where?
Okay, so... Angie and Jamie, Blue Coyote Farm.
Okay.
So, Angie is Blue Coyote Farm and also Piney Mountain Herbals. Jamie's family has a sugar bush back in Vermont. He's from Vermont. And so he goes back and sugars, and then he carts back a bunch of maple syrup, and then they sell it
This is
here.
a whole new vernacular that I'm learning here.
Yeah. And so you sometimes can buy it through O'Hara online.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Which I am a member now.
Yes.
Oh,
I know. Welcome.
Oh, yeah. And
Can I talk about O'Hara Commons a little bit?
push it. Come on. Plug it. Plug all the things.
Yeah, so I have a business, but really what I love is extracurricular activities.
Yeah, because you have all the free time in the world.
I'm super into community, right? Like why we need each other, right? Community.
true.
Especially in a rural state. But anyway, so O'Hara Commons and Sustainability Center is a nonprofit organization here in town. I am on the board of it for the past couple years, but they are basically our mission is like creating equitable access to local food. So they run the Wednesday evening farmers market from June through September. We also have an online market that kind of came about to answer the needs like during the lost years, if you will.
The cerveza sickness.
During the lost years, yeah.
During the long weekend.
So basically it was like, creating an online platform where so growers can still have outlets to sell their food because farmers markets weren't running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody wanted to go to the grocery store. So anyways, they pivoted quite well.
Awesome.
And were able to create an online platform where growers and producers, because I'm not a grower, but I produce things, list their stuff. The shopping period is open Sunday morning through super early Wednesday morning, and then you pick up at O'Hara right here in Hamilton, on the corner of 4th and State, like right across the street. You know where it is, across the street from the library. And you pick up on Thursdays, and it's like a drive-through. Like you drive in the alley, and
here's your box.
Yeah, and you're like, "Hey, it's Erin," and they're like, "Cool, here's your box of food that you ordered online," and it's
Nice.
all local produce. We even have some legumes and stuff from like Timeless Seeds, bread from Grist Milling and Baking in Missoula, but also Oddfellows Bakery and Salmon, which are both amazing bakeries.
Yes.
Obviously, my stuff, House of Ferment stuff is there. The Piney Mountain Herbals and Blue Coyote stuff is there. The maple syrup sometimes and other herbal delights. Sweet Belly Farms, Cameron over in Salmon, Idaho, sells her stuff. Lily of the Valley. She makes soaps, lovely soaps.
Wonderful soaps.
And and like does floral arrangements and teas also.
Yep.
Just lots of wonderful things with, of course, also like vegetables, the main staple. And that's all winter long. And we have a couple growers in the valley who grow in the winter, which is great. So we have like fresh greens right here.
Nice.
Yeah. You can just order online and pick it up. It's so great. And there's dairy from
from
Lifeline and meat. I think Living River Farms does the chicken, and you can buy the chicken online.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Do you get stuff from, Winter Kissed?
Yeah.
No? Is
Yeah.
what it's called? Mm-hmm. I met
They're one
Max last year.
Yeah.
He's a...
Hoot.
Max?
Yeah, he's a hoot.
Oh, he's a wild dude.
Yeah.
He's awesome. That was a great time.
Yeah.
We were part of the Leadership Bitterroot
Oh, okay, nice.
deal that went up there. And, I mean, you talk about somebody who loves what they do.
Yeah.
The guy just exudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
exudes that energy. It was amazing to be up there. But.
Yeah. So, O'Hare Commons, yeah. And so we have the farmers markets, and then we have other...
You got like a seed bank.
Yeah, education and resource sharing. So there's workshops and stuff. There's a Master Naturalist course that's taking place that is co-hosted with O'Hara. We used to run kids camps, and I've done workshops there, and we have a small tool library, and there's a seed library, and it's just a really good community resource.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a nice spot too.
Yeah, and we
Cool
also
house.
partner with other groups and nonprofits too, and there's some other food programs that we work with as well.
Okay.
There's like I can't remember. I'm so horrible. I know the acronym, but anyways, basically, they're able to purchase food from local producers and put together food boxes that go to underserved community members.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And so it's a win-win-win for...
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, all the way around. And then the other benefit that O'Hara offers is that we, in both the in-person summer market and the online market, we accept SNAP and double SNAP. And so that's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
Yep.
And so a lot of those dollars end up going to, like, people can spend them at the grocery store, right?
Sure.
Not double SNAP, just regular SNAP. Mm-hmm. But because we have this market that we basically operate all year long, like, people can come to our markets and not only use their SNAP, but get matched with double SNAP. So they get twice the bang for the buck, if you will. And all that money is, like, they're getting more nutritious food, fresher food, and all that money is staying right here in our community.
Yes.
Which is it makes such a huge difference. You know, otherwise,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? That's fine. People go to grocery stores and it's great. But, like, if you can spend it at a local farmer's market and double what you get for what you have to spend, like, why not?
Win, win, win.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. I
that's
did not know
thing.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just like a nice, good way to help. They're kind of like the bridge of, like, producers and people who are eating the food and keeping it all kind of, like, tight and, like, right here in our community, and connecting people who need food with people who have food.
Bolsters on both sides.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Supports growers, supports consumers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gives you something to do on all your free time. Mm-hmm. And you have so much free time, you're also associated with the Grange.
The Grange.
As well.
When is he going to ask about the Grange?
Oh, that was coming. Which I am soon to learn the secret handshake of.
Well, when you become a member, when you go through your work. So I am a member of Rocky Mountain Grange, number 116, here in Hamilton.
It's the one located just south of town, next to the veterinary clinic, between the vet clinic and, what is that?
Like Lone Pine gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen it. I know you've seen it.
I know, across from Murdoch's-ish. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Grange is great. I've been involved with that. We're a fraternity. Fraternal organization. It's with its roots based in agriculture. National Grange. There's National Grange. There's state Granges, and then there's community Granges. We're a community Grange, and yeah, we have right now. It's a fraternity. Long history of basically rural communities coming together and advocating for themselves. Mm-hmm. And basically, making sure their needs are met and they're supporting each other, basically. And so what we're doing now, right, this was back, like, the Grange system started back in the, like, late 1800s. So it's a very long-standing fraternal organization.
Yeah.
It's funny, because it's a fraternity, and I was like, I'm very, like, not a fraternity type of person. But
it's the local frat house,
it's
people.
the local. We have keggers. No, kind of. But really, it's just like, oh, it's a place for people to gather. It's a place. A lot of food producers or food adjacent people are members of the Grange. You don't have to be in agriculture to be a member of the Grange. But a lot of I know a lot of those folks,
sure.
And so that's some of the people that ended up coming in. But it's just a way to, like, check in on each other and be like, what is going on in our community, or who needs, who had a crop failure, and what do they need? Is there a way the community can help? We also have a music series that we run usually like October through April. And so it's like live from the Grange, and it's potlucks with a purpose. And so it's basically we have a potluck. Once a month we have a potluck and live music, and we partner with another nonprofit in the community. Mm-hmm. And it's all by entry and drinks by donation, and whatever money comes in, we pay the bands, and then most of that money goes to the nonprofit, and the Grange keeps a little bit to keep the lights on. So we can keep doing it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's great, and people come out, and it's a nice, open, safe place. Like families, you know what I mean? Like people.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going there as a kid myself.
Right.
That was, when I stepped through those doors. When was that? Beginning of October. At the potluck in October. That was the first time probably in 25 years maybe that I had been
in that
inside of that building, and it was very nostalgic.
It's a cool
It was funny because it was like nothing has changed.
Right?
A little bit. So.
It is. It's sort of a time capsule.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
In a way.
The same art is hanging on the walls in the stairwell, and
like every time I walk into the Grange, like it's the same. Like it has this like grangey smell. Like there's just like this smell that is like. It's not bad. It's just like,
it's the Grange.
I'm at the Grange. Like, it's good. Yeah, no, it's great. I love it. And
it's all the same people, pretty much, most of the same people anyway, that I remember from when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's just, it's just like a community gathering space. And then anyone can rent the building, right? The building is super cool. So the public can rent it.
Yeah, the stage. You've got
huge wooden dance floor. It's a great stage. The sound, for some reason, is amazing without much effort in that building. We have the entire downstairs is just like open for whatever else there is.
Where they shove the kids usually.
Yeah, totally. No, that's like my vision was like, ooh, yeah, the kids can just run amok down in the basement. Like, so much fun. And they do, and it's great. They just go feral.
It's true.
Under some amount of supervision. You know what I mean? Like, all the adults are there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's great. It's fine. And then there is a lot of history and really cool stuff to learn about like the Grange and like historically what it's been and what it's done, and how else you can be involved in other ways. Like the secret handshake and whatnot. But yeah,
very secret.
You'll learn.
Got to pay my $35.
Yeah, $35 a year to be a member.
Boom! Look at that.
Screaming deal.
That's nothing.
No. And then, there's some other people who've put on some really cool events, too. Chapter 1 Bookstore just did a workshop with Helen Attow, who is a author, farmer.
Okay.
Yeah, super great. And so they did like she just put out a new book. So it was like a new book workshop talk something, agriculture-based. And then another one of our members was also associated with Chapter 1 Bookstore. Those ladies are just powerhouses,
right?
Really.
Yeah, Mara's killing it.
Yeah, Mara and Katrina and Marissa. And Marissa organized a pie breakfast to benefit SAFE. That was last spring or something, I think. I can't remember when it was. Not that long ago. And it was so cool. It was just like everyone, a lot of people baked and donated pies, and then you paid X amount, like $10 to get in or something, and then it was like all the pie you could eat.
Okay.
Yeah. Pie by the slice. Just come and eat pie.
Well, speaking of pies, you got to give me the recipe of that one you made. That was incredible.
Really?
It was so good.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Well, that's good. I mean,
I ate like half of it.
well, it was a savory pie.
It was.
Yeah. And so I felt fairly confident with a savory
Are
pie.
you not much of a baker?
I'm not much of a baker.
Dude, that crust was so good, though.
I had a little help.
Oh, now the truth comes out.
Not really. I mean, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. But I am, yeah.
You were the overseer of the pie.
No, I made the filling.
Okay.
And I put all the damn herbs on it.
There's a lot of herbs. There's a lot of herbs.
And cut them all out.
But it was an herb pie.
Right, right.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of fit. No, that
Right.
was delicious.
Good. I was really, it was hard to not take a little slice out of it before I gave it to you.
Well, that's why I need the recipe so I can make it again so you can have some.
Okay. Deal. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I can give you the recipe.
All right.
That's easy. It was in a book and I just did it.
Hey.
I didn't make it up. Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
Was it better than my pierogies?
Dude, the pierogies were delicious too. Don't get me wrong. That came from the soul.
Yeah, that did.
Though that
Yeah.
was true Eastern.
Right. Although that was the first time I'd ever really made those
Really?
too. Yeah. I know.
You gotta make those more often. Pierogies are good. Mm-hmm. Did you make the dough for those too? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, nice. See?
Yeah. That's easy dough though.
Well, you got the genetic. It's the genetic thing. You
Are
got
you
the,
right?
Yeah,
I think.
you got the. It's in there already.
It's in there. That's what I'm saying. I think some of this stuff is in my DNA somehow.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know, as weird as that sounds. I don't know. Does that sound weird?
No, I can relate to that. I mean, I have a love of lager beer and sauerkraut, I think, for a reason. Like,
okay,
I
right.
do have a significant portion of German heritage.
Right.
Are you ready for a bigger house? Downsizing? Need to be closer to family or work? Whatever the reason, when it's time to move, it's time to find a realtor. Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley is a full-service brokerage that prides itself in being a true advocate for their clients, whether they are buying or selling. To learn more about the services we offer, simply text HUSTLIN to 85377. That's HUSTLIN to 85377. So,
Right. Yeah. Eastern European, German, whatever. Yeah. People who eat good things.
it's true.
Well, that's the fun part. That's what I'm saying. Like learning about other people's cultures through food is like the fun way to do it, I think.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, that's what got me into food initially, really, is this easy way to explore the world
Right.
without having to really go too far.
Right?
You know, because I couldn't travel when I was young.
Right.
Too young, anyway, before I was 18. So,
Right.
you know, it's like, all right, so let's cook, let's make this thing because
Right.
it's interesting from, Korea or whatever. And
Right. But then you did grow up and travel a bunch, huh?
I did, yeah. Once, I was very career-oriented when I first got out of school. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do this.
That happens.
I got a job, got tired of living in a city, and I was living in San Francisco at the time, and just got fed up with the amount of rent I paid for the lack of niceness that the city had in general, and
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of cool stuff there, though. I still
Right.
have some great friends. A bunch of my friends that I still see and in contact with now, I made while I was living there. And the food was the real reason that I went there anyway. So that was.
There's trade-offs, right? Like if you live in a big city like that, like
Yeah.
you have access to probably amazing food and
you could go.
museums.
You
and
could go
like,
eat in a different country every night if you wanted.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I feel like having Cambodian food tonight. Okay, I'll walk the 6 blocks down the
Right.
street to what was it called? I can't remember the name of the restaurant now. Burmese Superstar. That's what it was. Burmese Superstar.
Yeah.
Amazing Burmese food.
Right.
And just or you could go get Japanese, or you could go get like Turkish or some Middle Eastern or whatever, African, anything you wanted, it was there. And that's the nice thing about cities like that too, is they have the ingredients and the cultures present to
If you want to.
make those foods accurately.
Right. I was
Right?
just gonna say that, like, being in a more rural place where we can't just walk 6 blocks and
Dude, I miss Indian food so much.
get any food we want. It, in a way, sort of forces us to try to recreate things on our own.
Sure, yeah.
Where you get curious about stuff and you're like, or maybe you had like injera one time at an Ethiopian restaurant and then you're like, oh my God, I just need injera. And then you try to make it and you're like, oh no,
It's just not the same.
that's just not the same. But you do try,
Yeah.
So like you learn, because you have to kind of.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just be I'm just going to go get some Ethiopian food.
But it's not, I love, so you can cook it too, right? You can try to cook it and try to recreate it the best you can. But there's also, one of my favorite things about going to restaurants like that is you have the experience of being within that culture too, right? Because it tends to be that it's those individuals. That's how a lot of these things start is, they want that food.
Right.
There's a community of people there.
Yeah.
There's a community of a particular group of people there. They want to have the food from their homeland or whatnot. And so some of them start a restaurant and it becomes this environment also that is reflective of the culture that it's coming from.
Yeah.
And so I think that adds to it as well in a significant
it's a whole experience
way too. Yeah, so it's
if you want it to be, right? Like
because it's really difficult to deck your house out. Change your kitchen around for every. It's like tonight we're having Korean, so we're getting a different table, we're getting a different dishware, and
no,
we're getting all the little the stoneware and everything like that.
We try our best. Yeah.
That's one of the things I really loved about the Korean restaurants in Oakland. They have you go in and you order your food and then they bring you this whole selection of all the fermented and candied different things, and you could just sit there and you've got 12 different items you just kind of pick at until your food comes, and my God, they're so good.
So good. I know.
Best kimchi I've ever had in my life.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I know. I want to go. I'm it's on my list, but I really want to go. I just want to go on eating vacations, if you will. We'll call them sabbaticals or something. I know.
Tasting sessions. International tasting sessions.
Right? You can just go and go to Korea, go to South Korea and just try all the different kinds of kimchi. You know what I mean?
I would be so on board with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should start a tour. We're going on a kimchi tour.
Right? I know. I was in Southern California a couple years ago, not that long ago. I was at KombuchaCon, actually, which is a conference for kombucha brewers and kombucha brewer adjacent type people.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was in Long Beach.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was put on by Kombucha Brewers International, which is the only trade group for kombucha brewers, which is great. That'll be a whole other podcast. It was a conference and it was Long Beach and it was great. I was there by myself, and I found this amazing Korean restaurant. I went I was seriously there for 3 days or something, and I found it on the second day or I found it at some point in the trip, and I went back so many times. They were like, "Oh, hi!" They knew me by the time I left.
Oh, crazy white girl's back.
Yeah, and I had to walk a ways from where I was staying to get there, and they were like, "You walked here?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is really good." I was like, "I don't think you understand where I live.
I don't get this every day."
Yeah, but it was so much. All the things, and they had their. Oh, so good.
I love the yams.
Stew was so delicious.
That is one of my all-time favorite dishes of all time. Oh my God, it's so good. And then it comes out, it's all bubbling, and you get the rice that's crunchy at the bottom, and the silky soft tofu. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All that. That's why I started making kimchi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the first, was one of the inspirations. You know what? I can make it. I can have kimchi stew whenever I want.
Right. I know, it's so good.
But I still can't get it exactly right.
I know. Well,
because
we're not. Because we're not.
Well, I never learned. I never learned from.
Well, and I think a lot of It's like any food. I think it's like any food of a culture. Like, it takes a long time, like, to really
Oh, and and
learn
you know,
it.
any of those recipes you find on the internet, they're like my grandmother's recipes for beef stew or whatever. It's a recipe, but you don't know the secrets.
Right, exactly. Like, someone's grandma, right? And, like, it has to get passed down to you by a grandma in order for you to actually get good at making it.
It says a quarter cup of carrots, but is it really? It's not.
That's not grandma's quarter cup.
Nope. That's not grandma's quarter cup of carrots.
It's not Noni's quarter cup, right?
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
There's always the technique. There's the special little thing. There's the, I forgot to write that on the recipe.
Right, I know. Yeah.
So.
There's some recipes that are like that. It's like you can share them with people and they'll be like, it just didn't come out the same. And you're like,
I don't know. Like that cocktail that I was telling you about that I was making.
Yeah.
The rum one.
The one that had five different recipes within a recipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to make all the components for it, and then you mix it all together.
Yeah, you lost me at recipe 2 within the recipe. I was like, oh god.
Listen, it's tasty. It's still got some refining to do. But you know, these culinary people, and they're highfalutin. Like, we got to do everything. You know, it was a great time. The restaurant was fantastic. They made this wonderful cocktail based on a painkiller. It's a tiki cocktail.
Wait, based on a painkiller?
A painkiller tiki cocktail. It's like rum and pineapple juice and some.
Like some sort of mind eraser thing?
In a similar vein, yeah. But they had, so they have all those recipes in there, you know, for the components, because there's like a couple different simple syrups and then this other thing. And I think there's a couple like red herrings in there because I made all the stuff and then I put it together. I was like, this doesn't taste right. So like in the actual cocktail recipe, they have putting a half ounce of lime juice. I made the cocktail pretty much as it says in the recipe. Like, no. Like, this is not even close. Took out the lime juice. We're getting closer.
Okay.
I think it was just a little bit like, let's just put this in there to mess with him.
Dash of this, dash of that.
Yeah.
We'll see if he catches this.
Yeah, it's a test, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate that, like, you know, that sort of foodie, like, way of being, of, like, creating each of your ingredient elements is a recipe. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of cool.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like a cinnamon simple syrup that goes into it.
Yeah.
But then in the actual grand aspects of things, it's like 3% of the whole recipe, but there's just enough of just enough of that flavor to do something.
Right.
Maybe, hopefully.
Maybe
It's all in your head.
Right.
That's the other thing. Maybe it's just all imaginary.
Right. Only you will know.
Only I will know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like those studies or the tests that they do where they give people like a non-alcoholic beverage, but they tell them it's alcoholic and they start acting drunk.
Placebo. Yeah.
Placebo effect.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It is.
I kind of just like to keep things a little simple, though. You know what I mean? Like this drink's
There you go.
pretty simple.
Vodka, kvass.
Maybe it could be better
Soda.
if we added some other things, right? Layer a few more things in
I
there.
think the maple syrup.
I know.
The agave adds a nice little bit of sweetness, but I think that maple is
Especially
key.
the grade B.
The grade B. You need that grade B.
Oh.
You want to try some
Okay. Yes.
stuff that I found in my fridge?
Oh, nice. Is this a rediscovery?
No, this I've had for a while.
Oh, also.
These are the...
Also.
Yes.
Your relish was amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's right. I gave you some of the green tomato.
Yeah, and I'm so glad I was selfish the other night when you came to the potluck with a loaf of bread.
Oh, yeah.
And it seemed as if it was not for the potluck. And I was like, oh, that...
Well, I had initially made it for the potluck, but then we showed up so late, I was like, this is better served just giving to Erin.
Well, I'm glad, because also that bread was delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We, since my sister's been back, we've been making sourdough every week.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
a nice little project, a little pet to keep keep track of. You got to
I
feed
love
it all the
kitchen
time.
pets, obviously. Yeah.
Got to smell it, make sure it's still going well, and then you build it up and we find
So
you a
what
chip
is
here. So
this?
these are just lacto fermented tomatoes.
Ooh, nice.
So from my dad's garden.
Okay.
And the chilies that I put in there too. Let's see if I can get you a chunk here.
When did you ferment them? How long have they been fermenting?
I fermented it in September.
Okay.
For about, about 2 weeks, I think.
Thank you.
There you go. And
I'm just going for it.
just do it. Go for it. Taste it. I'm going to have one too.
Okay.
I put some chili in there too from the plant that's in my dad's garden. So it was a little bit of salt and, just slice the tomatoes and let it go for about 2 weeks.
It's good. It's like kind of sweet.
A little bit, right?
The tomato.
They were very sweet this year too.
Yeah, it has some like really nice sweetness
These
to it.
were early girls.
Okay.
For the most part, early girl tomatoes. My absolute favorite. And
I would drink that juice.
it's real good.
I'm like, let's put that brine in a cocktail. That looks, yeah.
Oh, it's real good stuff. Yeah. I've been stopping myself from eating this entire jar because I was like, I know I want Erin to try some, but I want to do it here.
Yeah. They're good. They're fresh. They taste fresh. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I only let it go 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then stuck it in the fridge.
Right.
So it's been since the end of
And things still ferment in the fridge. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
a little bit,
Like,
yeah.
Just like
Just
slowly.
slowly.
Yeah.
slowly. So there was a little bit of. It was quite violent for a little while. Super yeasty.
Well, a lot of sugar in there probably
Yeah,
too, right?
also,
so,
yeah. But I got a nice little the white yeast buildup on the.
Calm yeast.
What's it called?
Calm.
Calm yeast.
Kahm.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's what it was. When you say like white yeast.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask it. I just mixed it back in.
You can. It'll throw off flavors a little bit sometimes, but for the most part, I mean, it's completely harmless. Yeah. But.
Calm yeast.
Yeah, look it up.
All right, I will.
Yeah.
I
It's
will.
so cool. Like its patterns and its texture, and it looks really cool.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. When it grows on top.
Yeah,
you mean?
was it?
Okay.
So
No. There wasn't like a pellicle or anything. It was just.
No, so yeah, it doesn't often. It's not wouldn't. I don't think commies really forms a pellicle, but yeah.
All right.
We're probably
I
talking
don't know. There's just a little bit of yeasty growth every.
white yeasty stuff.
Yeah.
It was probably comm yeast. That's my guess.
I don't know.
Hard saying, not knowing.
That's true. I didn't take a picture. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, you gotta take a picture. You gotta take notes.
true,
You gotta be
that's
like,
I used to be better about that kind of stuff, but this was kind of just, we'll let it go.
That's what I do that sometimes too still, and that's oftentimes when like my best stuff.
When you just stop paying attention. Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't pay attention. I didn't take any notes.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, I'm like, what? This is the best thing I've ever had. What did I do?
Dang it.
It happens. Yeah. But that's kind of fun too. Because then you're like, okay, I did it once. I can do it again. Maybe.
Just blindfold yourself.
One of my mottos is always good, never the same.
That's true.
That's like my tagline. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it
Everything's
is
alive.
too.
Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
never-
You can never recreate it exactly, right?
You'll never recreate this yummy tomato because the tomatoes will never be the same.
Yep.
Right? It'll be a different year. Like the sugar content, the water content, you maybe grow a different variety of tomato even. Like everything will be different. The yeast is different. Like the bacteria,
That's right. Yeah. Somebody else sneezed in the house and that got
Right.
mixed in, or
like
something that
but it'll be good.
it'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be different, but it'll be good.
Right. I know that's like the fun part.
It is, right?
Yeah. I'm always like suspect of consistency. I was like,
It shouldn't be.
why is this so the same?
Because we removed all of the good things from it.
Right? Yeah.
We took it apart to take everything out that could go wrong, and then we put it back together. Mm-hmm. It's the American cheese philosophy.
American cheese melts really well, though.
Guys, it's the best on burgers, dude. I tell you what. It's really not good for you. But
Also, maybe that's like not like placebo effect, but like just like nostalgia will do things like that to your brain.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Where you're like, I love Twizzlers.
I can't do those anymore. It's just such a weird.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's so strange.
I'm definitely giving away way too many secrets.
Wait, you putting Twizzlers in your kombucha or something? Twizzler kombucha?
Ooh.
That could be a thing.
Yeah, no.
It might destroy any.
I wonder what would happen to a Twizzler. Like what?
It just gives up. This Kobe's just like, I'm done.
No, I feel like this Gobi would win.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see an experiment in your future. We're gonna come back in 6 months. You're gonna be like, I have a new product. Twizzler kombucha.
Yeah, and it would probably be the best seller.
I think it's a winner.
That's not local. I can't. No, I mean ginger's not local either, and I make ginger kombucha, but I do try to stick with.
Well, I mean, how many Twizzlers do you think you need for a batch? You can probably just.
I have no idea. Right? One.
That's all it takes, just one.
Yeah, but I know it's like a nostalgia thing. Like I think when I was a kid, I ate Twizzlers. Like I'd go to the movies and like I would get Twizzlers. Yep. And so it's just like a weird.
Chocolate covered raisins.
Oh, okay. You want one of those.
And Sour Patch Kids. Not at the same time, obviously. That would be disgusting.
I mean, I would try it.
I think I did. That's why I say it so readily that it's.
Do you have any culinary endeavors in your future? Like you have training and you worked in restaurants? And...
I know. I just got super burnt out on working in the kitchen. And
Why?
It's a lot of work. Long hours. You're on your feet all the time. It's destructive to your body.
I'm like, oh my God, let's not even talk about it. And I don't work on a hotline, but like, you should come pack some kraut someday.
Oof.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I believe it. I don't doubt it.
So brutal.
I do, from time to time, I do miss the rush of the stress. Mm-hmm. Or the stress of the rush, either like it could go either way. Yeah, both, right? When the ticket machine just starts spitting out things faster than you can keep up with, and you gotta just cook, and then there goes 3.5 hours.
It's such a zone.
Yeah. I miss that part of being able to get, because now I have to do work. I have to put myself in that zone.
Whereas being put into it.
Where in this case,
forces.
where in a kitchen, you're being thrown into it whether you like it or not. And so then it switches on, and so you're on. And I do miss that environment of working in, of managing that stress. And here you got all these things going on. You got to cook this stuff, and you got to stick it out, and you got to yada. But I don't miss cleaning kitchens. I don't miss being on my feet for, 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Yeah. And but in my future, I don't know. I might get back into it. I do cook as a hobby now.
Right.
I still love cooking.
Right.
I still love that process, and especially this time of year when I can make soups and that kind of thing, and I can really just kind of spend my time on it and not have to rush through it. And
so, is there a way to like create an environment that you know what I mean? Like, does it have to be the crazy restaurant environment that everyone like knows, or like most of us don't know because we don't actually work back in the back, but like there's enough TV shows out there that like tell people what it's like. I guess like
that was always one of my favorite memories of the last place I worked in. One of the guys that I worked with had he'd have his phone up to playing music all the time, and then if it was like a slower day, he'd be playing Hell's Kitchen in German, which was hilarious. Or no, sorry, not Hell's Kitchen. Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Oh. And so whenever that was on, I always felt better. It's like when you get into one of those states of mind where like, oh, this place, it sucks. And
it could be worse.
And you're watching the show, you're like, okay, it could be worse.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, like, does it have to be that way? Like, can't we create a place that...
Well, I I would. It's something I've been playing around with a little bit in my head, and like I would be willing to get back into it. And if I were to do something, I don't know, irregularly, if I was able to do like a dinner party sort of deal, like it's a set menu for a small group of people.
You want to be a private chef.
I do, but I also don't want to do that full time either.
Right.
That wouldn't be fun. Like I would be willing to do it. Like right now, I feel like once a quarter I could do it, where I could put together a meal for 15, 20 people, and it would be set right. So instead of having like a huge menu and have a bunch of orders come in, it's okay. We have these 3, 4, 5 courses that we've prepared everything for ahead of time, and we're
Yes,
gonna
chef. Yes, chef.
get everything together. And
It's a movie. I can't remember the name of that movie. Oh, it's kind of creepy.
well, I just remember saying that a lot.
Yes, chef.
I went to a school where it was a little militaristic in that sense. So it was, you had to respect the authority of the chef, and you answer. It was always the callbacks. It's like you answer yes, chef.
I can't. What's the name of the movie?
Is that the one with what's his face? You know that actor. What's his name? Silver Linings Playbook. It's like Bradley Cooper. Is it that one?
I can't remember.
That like.
They go to like some private
rom-com chef drama thing. No.
It definitely was not.
Or no, it wasn't a comedy, but it was.
It was like sort of a comedy, but not really.
Yeah, one of those. So like.
They're on some private island thing, and it's like this. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to get like a golden ticket to like go to this thing, and they go to this thing.
Is that the one where they murder the people? Oh, the menu. I haven't seen it.
The menu.
Yeah, with Fiennes, Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Oh yeah.
You just spoiler alert. You just spoiled it.
What? That he says yes, chef?
No, that they murder him.
Oh, I think that was obvious from the preview.
I guess I never saw the preview.
Oh, okay. So I saw the trailer in the theater once. I was like, somebody's getting killed. That's right. Yeah, because it's a mysterious island, and you go there, and they lock them all in, and
Weird things happen.
It's
a very militaristic kitchen.
So definitely not a rom-com.
I mean, depends.
Maybe for some people.
Depends on your definition of romance and comedy, I suppose.
Fair enough. People have different definitions of certain words.
Both. Yes.
All right. Oh boy! All right, I think that's a good point to end it.
We gave a movie review.
We went through it all tonight.
Right.
Look at that.
Sort of.
Hey,
I feel like we could do a part 2.
I definitely feel that. This has been a joy and a pleasure, Erin.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in. I'm glad that you came. I know you were nervous about it. And you were a little apprehensive, but it went well. Yeah. You had a good time.
Yeah.
You loosened up.
Well, we had 2 drinks.
Also, that helps too. It was a good idea, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And I would be happy to provide your next guest and you with some cocktail makings, some mixers.
Hey,
Maybe
all right.
This could be a thing you do now.
I like it.
With a little sponsored by House of Ferments. Right?
I like it. I would put you up here for sure. I'd keep a jar of your stuff around and put your stickers on. We'll talk more about that for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
Well, thanks for thanks for having me. You're on my show. What am I talking about? All right. Thanks for being here, Erin. We'll talk. We'll. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks. No, thank you. No, thank me. No, I thank you.